Hey guys, Blaze here, another Sekiro, Shadow Die Twice, achievement guide. We're beginning for the Phantom Lady Butterfly, which is defeat Lady Butterfly. Starting off, quick few tips here. Only really thing that you're going to really want to have for sure is a shuriken, if not an upgraded version of shuriken, like the loaded shuriken. And you might want to wait until you come back to the end of this dream. Now, this is all the way at the end of the Hirata Estate. So at the very end of this, you'll get a key from your father at the burning estate before you come and unlock this door, and you'll know that you're getting close once you see your father at the burning estate and come to this end of the dream. Now you might want to wait and upgrade yourself a little bit before you get to this fight because your health is going to be pretty low. I came back later on with upgraded versions of health and other means of some improvements of some, I don't know, skills and whatnot you want to call it, but it doesn't really use any of the skills too much. Just the passive ones that stay active pretty much. Ain't nothing, no whirlwind skill or anything like that I really use too much, but throwing shurikens is going to be the main thing that you're going to want to use to help get some extra damage and some cheap shots on her. So right off the bat, she's going to throw something at you, so try to get away to that and run around in a second, but it doesn't always seem to work, so just try to make sure you avoid that first few attacks right there. Other than that, she isn't really one of the ones you got blocked too much. Just make sure you keep dancing around and stay consistent with it. Now, when she goes up in the air like that, wait till she does like a little backflip right before the Sima pops up. Throw a shuriken at her. That is your moment to actually be able to knock her out of the sky. If you do it too soon, she'll just deflect it, and then she'll come down eventually. Maybe even throw something at you in the process. This isn't really too hard of a boss. She does a lot of damage, like I said. That's why I would prefer you got your health up. So just try to remain consistent with a couple attacks here and there, knocking it out of the sky, and then retreating. And if you get the chance to make sure you use a healing gourd. That's another thing that also got a decent amount of healing gourd seeds to upgrade it to at least 6. So I had some at least decent amount of healing times because she is pretty powerful to one-shot you with a couple moves. So other than that, just as long as you try to stay on her, and your attack isn't going to be very strong at this point unless you've beaten a couple of bosses and come back, which you probably only would have been able to beat Genshiro. But other than that, there isn't really much you can do for attack power. But like the main thing I said is, you know, if you, another thing you could do is make sure you purchase a spirit emblem upgrades so you can carry more of those. Those are definitely handy. I know it doesn't, you know, it seems like a lot at first when you purchase one, you only get one out of it, but just remain consistent with getting them. It'll, you know, eventually add up one here and there. You'll have a bunch more to carry. If you need to, just go farm for some enemies and get some gold and buy a bunch of them in stock in case you end up dying a lot, because if you know, end up using them in this fight, obviously the ones you use are gone for good, and you're going to want to use some shurikens on this fight for sure. So make sure you have plenty of those stocked up. So other than these attacks, you're just going to want to remain vigilant and try to dodge them. It's going to take you probably a few tries to learn your patterns. Once you get your patterns on, it shouldn't be too difficult. I know that one hit stuff is pretty deadly, so just make sure you stay on your toes, watch what she does, make sure you try to heal as much as you can when you get the chance. Now you can use snap seeds. That's the only thing in this fight that's really going to help you, and right at this part right here is when she uses little phantom illusions. You can use a snap seed and they'll disappear. Other than that, you know, stand right here also, by the way, when she comes down you get a couple shots too. But the snap seeds aren't really all that useful, especially if you're going to end up dying a bunch of times and using them every time you get to this point. It's going to be a waste. The only other spot I know you get them besides the guy who gives me the door is if you go back to where you encountered the great snake. There are some in that area on top of a little grassy spot, like right before you stab it in the eye. You should be able to notice them from a little distance. But like I said, these are the illusions for the snap seed. Your best bet is to just try to run from them, and whenever she does the butterfly effect right there on you, that little trail of sparks, that's her little butterflies, and they will hurt you pretty badly if you don't avoid them. I would recommend staying behind a pillar and waiting for them to come all out of a pillar like this to stand. It's basically going to be all those little ghost illusions. Now be careful. Sometimes if you don't end up killing one or two of them beforehand, they will end up having a couple more kind of lingering by, so just be aware of that because they will get you if you're not careful. And I also thought that I was pretty screwed right here because look at my life, but I ended up coming back from it with the resurrect. So just don't give up. You may not think you're gonna get it, but if you keep persevering, you will eventually beat this. Trust me, there are worse boss fights up ahead. She would be the least of your concerns at this point. So just make sure you just keep dodging around. Every time you see her using the butterflies, they're gonna come up a lot. So just make sure you stay vigilant and keep dodging around. Now obviously you're gonna take a couple parts in this area as well to learn it. But like I said, if you keep remaining on her, especially when she goes in the air and throwing those shurikens at her, knock her out of the sky, get a couple hits, it's definitely a surefire way to whittle her health down a little bit. As long as you stay on her, I wouldn't attack her more than 3 or 4 times and then kind of back off. It's just start blocking after that. And just keep dodging around and you'll eventually get this fight. Alright guys, that's a lot of tips for I got on this fight. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll be making more guides for bosses later. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you later.